being known, when you hear. Are you hearing your own chanting?
We are aware that we are chanting Swami, that is all.
That is what is needed. Who is aware? Again we are asking, then the question starts. Hearing means what you said is right, aware of chanting. That is the witness consciousness. Chanting is being known, chanting is being heard, chanting is being realized. Two or three times we chant and then we try to hear. Again the mind may go out. Doesn't matter. Again we try. This is what Papa has specifically mentioned, You can try that. When we sit silently, we have to be conscious in the first place that the God we seek is in our own heart. Then mentally repeat His name. Make the mind repeat the name until all its waves cease and it becomes perfectly still. If it does not easily become still, we have to continue the repetition of the name mentally with an attitude of self-surrender. We try to develop a witness consciousness. It is a state of awareness of the immortal and radiant truth within us. In fact, this awareness itself is God realization. Some clue, some direction Papa gives. Then we intensely try. When we fail, we pray. That is what is called self-surrender. We are unable to move further. There is no shortcut here, that's the problem. You have to keep on trying. Even if we get a glimpse, we may lose it. But at least we have now come to know that this is what is needed. There is no other shortcut. We have to somehow pursue this. Gandhiji says, because we have only one support called Ramnam. With Ramnam only we can travel. Gandhiji says, I have said to take Ramnam from the heart means deriving help from an incomparable power. Ram Nam contains all the power that is attributed to it. No one can, by mere wishing, enshrine Ram Nam in his heart. Untiring effort is required as also patience. What an I believe it to be possible for every human being to attain that blessed and indescribable state in which he feels within himself the presence of God. That is what is called this awareness, Seeing God face to face is to feel that He is enthroned in our heart. Here that Swami Omkarji Maharaj's prayer helps us a lot. Adorable presence, this witness consciousness is addressed by the mind, Witness consciousness is addressed by the mind, thought. Adorable presence, thou who art within and without, above and below and all around, thou who art interpenetrating the very cells of our being. So that is why we are in a position to chant, We are in a position to become aware that we are chanting. Thou who art the eye of our eyes, so when we chant Ram Nam either before this prayer and we try to dwell upon it, it might help us. Oh, He is there behind the seeing power, behind the eye. Thou who art the eye of our eyes, ear of our ears, heart of our hearts, mind of our minds, breath of our breaths, life of our lives, soul of our souls. Anyone, we take it. And we try to reflect. You are there within me. That is why I am in a position to see, hear, taste, smell, touch, think, talk. So whose name is Ram? This adorable presence is Ram, whose name we are chanting. We have no other choice, We have to devise some method. This is the method that comes up now, As you rightly said, we are unable to understand the awareness. Chanting is going on. At times we become aware. At times we don't become aware. Because we have unknowingly, we have never practiced to remind us that Ram Nam chanting is for remembrance. Though Papa had repeatedly told this, somehow it has not got registered in our mind. Ram Nam we enjoy, that's all. What happens? So far the chanting has been done based on the methodologies given by others, and often it is still felt that the chanting is not becoming effective, meaning its remembrance is still a far cry. So to get over this, a different methodology has to be evolved based on trial and error method, which is suitable and in line with our own nature. We are all struggling because we are trying to follow the instructions that we got from outside. The equipment has to go along with it, So when Papa has given us the clear direction that Ramnam is for chanting, as a remembrance. Chanting is for remembrance. Remembrance of whom? So all the attributes should come back. This prayer, interpenetrating the very cells of our being, thou who art the eye of our eyes, the ear of our ears, the heart of our hearts, the mind of our minds, the breath of our breaths, the life of our lives, and the soul of our souls. Some more clues, it might help us. Even when we go through Papa's elaborate teachings, he must have tried so many methods, So from mere chanting, he started bringing the attributes side by side. And for that, he withdrew himself from the common run of life. And initially, he had to attend to so many activities. But later on, the whole thrust was on remembering him through chanting. So that means, in short, we have to try even the chanting method, we have to try in our own way. 30 years, 40 years we have been chanting. Copy paste, that's what we were doing. Nobody can advise me as to what is suitable for me. I have to keep on trying, that's all. Though through our past experiences, we have learned that without the proper perspective, chanting becomes a superficial mechanical activity in which we do not remember him, which is the very purpose of chanting. So how do I remember him so I should have some idea about, to remember somebody means, we must see him, we must have seen him, we must have heard about him, we must have read about him. Then only we can remember. If it's a person, if it's an object, if it's a situation. So remembrance means what? Remembrance of something which you have already seen. No? Here we have not seen. So we have to devise some method. So we surrender, unable. We have faith in the words of our master. So he says, just now we read, we have to be conscious in the first place that the God we seek is in our own heart. Then mentally repeat his name. So you are seated within me. This prayer also helps. He is seated within in the form of that power, the form of life force. Gandhiji says, God is certainly one. He has no second. He is unfathomable, unknowable, unknown to the vast majority of mankind. He is everywhere. He sees without eyes, hears without ears. Because he is behind, He doesn't need an eye to see him. He is the very power behind the eye. He sees without eyes, hears without ears. He is formless and indivisible. He is uncreate, has no father, mother, or child. Yet he allows himself to be worshipped as father, mother, wife, and child. He allows himself even to be worshipped as stock and stone. Although he is none of these things, he is the most elusive. He is the nearest to us. God is not some person outside ourselves or away from the universe. He pervades everything and is omniscient and omnipotent. He does not need any praise or petitions. Being immanent in all beings, he hears everything, reads our innermost thoughts. He abides in our hearts and is nearer to us than the nails on our fingers. God is then not a person. He is the all-pervading, all-powerful spirit. Anyone who hears him in his heart has accession of a marvelous force or energy, comparable in its results to physical forces like steam or electricity, but much more subtle. I do dimly perceive that while everything around me is ever changing and ever dying, there is underlying all that change a living power, which is called life force, that is changeless, that holds all together, that creates, dissolves, recreates. This informing power of spirit is God. The truth is that God is the force. He is the essence of life. He is pure, undefiled consciousness. He is eternal. And yet, strangely enough, all are not able to derive either benefit from or shelter in the all-pervading living presence, adorable presence. We are prompted to read all these things because we are trying to remember him, while chanting. So if to remember him, we should have some concept, either an experience or a concept. All these things will give us something that will take us nearer. When you visit ashram next time, when you go to the centenary hall, there are so many words of Papa. If you go through it again and again, you will find he is directing us to go inward, inward, inward. Initially, we could not understand what does he mean by that. Now it is clear, because so far our mind has been going outward, so we find it difficult to remember him. He is within us, There is one quotation, we are not very clear about that wording. External it has got limitation. Day after tomorrow when we meet. Day after tomorrow we are meeting? At that time it is there in the computer. External worship is a distant means of realizing God. Always Papa is trying to go inward, go inward, go inward. We could not understand. To go inward means where to go, who is to go, because everything is subjective, The mind or the thought is asked to go inward, to go to its source. Very difficult. But now we have come to a stage where we should know it, Our priority has been shifted now. So we have to try. We have to keep on trying. The question today is that how do I become aware of his presence during the chanting? I will never become aware. Because so long as this I is there, it is difficult. So how do I remove this I and then chant? It's a tough question. That is why Papa keeps on asking this word self-surrender. I am unable to move forward. Please help me. A prayer to him who is within us. We will again read some of the reflections. The simplest, we can start moving towards constant awareness of him by trying to observe his presence and remembering him in as many acts as we perform every day. These are some of the ways by which this remembrance. In our case, what happens is we hear, we see, but it stays at the intellectual level. Biggest headache. One video was sent. Sharma, you remember? In which that person identifies everything with God. We are seeing it. He says, right from the moment I get up, I start seeing you. Anything that I touch, I remember you. I have not brought anything. Okay, when we see somebody says that, okay, that is video, it is sent to us. That is the truth. Yes. Sharma, want to say something?
Yes, the problem has been identified by you, but we help us to go further, Swamiji.
Nobody can help from outside, You have to keep on trying. How to translate this intellectual knowledge to reality with the help of Ramnam. So, some clues again. So far, the chanting has been done based on the methodologies given by others. And often it is still felt that the chanting is not becoming effective. Is it not? His remembrance is still a far cry. So to get over this feeling, a different methodology has to be evolved. Based on trial and error, which is suitable and in line with our own nature. One method, Swami Haridas Giri Maharaj, in Tamil, in one of his discourses, what Sampradaya? Sampradaya Bhajan. Sampradaya Bhajan, it just came, spontaneously, very, very touching. We have tried to translate it for the sake of everybody, because it was in Tamil. The translation is, "O Lord, I honestly believe that you are the only eternal reality. I honestly believe that there is an unbreakable bond between you and me. Otherwise, why will I remember you? How will you remember me? I don't know for what reason you created me or why I was born either. Though everybody says that everything happens due to Maya, I don't know anything about it. I also don't know how long this life will last. When I try to remember you, only worldly thoughts well up in my mind again and again, and the link between you and me is forgotten. When I pray to you, what dominates my thought is the welfare of me, my kith and kin only. I know that all these are impermanent, yet something makes me forget this reality. I cannot fathom why this happens to me. When my father and all other family members left this world, I know that no one followed him. I also know that one day I too will have to leave this world. I now realize that nothing is permanent and you are the only everlasting one. I should therefore be one with you. So before I leave this body, you should bless me with your vision and hold my hand and take me unto you. Those of you know Tamil, kindly go to the YouTube, try to search for the Sampradaya Bhajan of Haridas Giri Maharaj, and somewhere in between, not that immediately after you start, you will, so many bhajans he is doing. Somewhere he will say, it came to him, spontaneously and very, very nice. Immediately we typed it out and then we got it recorded and then started translating it. But translation may not be very, very correct. 99% it may be correct. Still the charm will not be there. So these are some of the ways by which he wants us to employ. I honestly believe that you are the only eternal reality because I believe in the words of my master. Papa says, God is within you. I believe, and there is no doubt about it. I honestly believe that there is an unbreakable bond between you and me. Otherwise, why will I remember you? Or how will you remember me? ஏன் படைச்சாய் அது எனக்கு ஞாபகம் இல்லை. I don't know for what reason you created me and why I was born either. நான் ஏன் பிறந்தேன் அதுவும் தெரியலை. Down to earth question, no? என்னத்துக்கு நீ என்ன படைச்சாய், நான் ஏன் பிறந்தேன் எனக்கு தெரியலை. Though everybody says that everything happens due to Maya, I don't know anything about it. Because God is there, whatever is happening is Maya. Okay. I don't know anything about it. Somebody says I am hearing it, I am reproducing it. That's all. I have no idea. I also don't know how long this life will last. When I try to remember you, only worldly thoughts well up in my mind again and again. Because we are very much with the worldly activity, We have not remembered him. When do we remember him? We ask ourselves. When I try to remember you, only worldly thoughts well up in my mind again. The link between you and me is forgotten. When I pray to you, what dominates my thought is the welfare of me and my kith and kin. I know that all these are impermanent. Yet something makes me forget this reality. That all things are idonnu shashvathamillayennu enakku theriyum ana theriyalla. I know that all these are impermanent. Yet something makes me forget this reality. I feel everything is permanent, I am permanent, everything is permanent. I know that it is not permanent. But something in me blocks. I cannot fathom why this happened to me. When my father and all other family members left this world, I know that no one followed them. I also know that one day I too will have to leave this world and nobody will follow. I now realize that nothing is permanent and you are the only everlasting one. I should therefore be one with you. Without remembrance. This is called remembrance. I should become one with you. Wow. So before I leave this body, you should bless me with your vision and hold my hand, take me unto you. So they like that we employ different method, whichever suits us. So to get over this feeling, a different methodology has to be evolved based on trial and error, which is suitable and in line with our own nature. Some of the points mentioned below could help us. Sound is the first movement of the motionless. When we chant, when we try to hear, it's a sound, Sound is the first movement of the motionless. These are his words because it has come from his experience. The Nami is the indwelling reality. I am chanting the name, of that power, Nami. So the Nami is the indwelling reality. He is so merciful that he is ever with us even when we do not remember him, even when we do not offer worship to him, even when we do not acknowledge him, or even when we deny him. He is the great provider right from the seed level up to the present moment. This is what the video conveys to us, which you sent. He is the life force.
Very clear about it. Clear.
He is the great provider right from the seed level up to the present moment. Even if we forget everything, air is available with us, We did not bring the air with us. If air is not there, what will happen? Okay, this we have understood intellectually. Now I should feel the air, Just understanding intellectually will not help me. Because it is only a knowledge. For experiment, I immediately stop breathing for a few minutes, few seconds. And what happens? I cannot stop the breathing for a longer period. But during the period when I stop, the struggle is there, Struggle for what? For the air. കേക്കല്ലേ Bhavani ma, somebody is talking. Somebody is talking. Please mute. Please mute.
பவானி அம்மாவோட மைக் ஆன் ஆயிருக்கு. மைக் ஆன் ஆயிருக்கு. இப்போ ஆயிடுச்சு.
So again we will read, sound is any of these things, not that all. Sound is the first movement of the motionless. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, the sound. Nami is the inbuilding reality. He is so merciful that He is ever with us even when we do not remember Him, even when we do not offer worship to Him, even when we do not acknowledge Him, or even when we deny Him. He is the great provider right from the seed level up to this present moment. He is the life force activating everything in us, including the act of chanting. The attentiveness to chanting ensures remembrance. All sensory objects have come into existence because of Him, and therefore wherever the mind goes, it is in Him only. Nama is for expansion from me to we, and then we to Him. The knowing factor while chanting is the witness consciousness. The knowing factor while chanting is the witness consciousness. Everything we see and handle are a means to connect ourselves with Him. Everything we see and handle are a means to connect ourselves with Him. What is within me is within everybody. While involved in activities, we watch ourselves whether the Nama chanting enables us to experience that nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. These are some of the tests we can do it. No one is irrelevant, no one is unimportant, no one is insignificant. So what method we should follow? Nobody can say. Whenever somebody comes to ashram and asks for mantra initiation, when we play the tape, the first word Papa uses is the sweetness. Nothing, we can forget about all our sadhana. What is the sweetness he enjoyed? I am also chanting. And one thing we know, when once we have tasted the sweetness, it will ever be with us, The sweetness of anything, A laddu, a jalebi, a Mysore pak. Immediately our mind can connect up now, Because it is a pleasant feeling. It is not somebody told us. It is an experience within us. Papa is asking us, the moment we start chanting, the sweetness, he says, just like a lozenge when you put it on your tongue, you don't have to struggle. Automatically the sweetness comes. Like that, automatically when the Nama is chanted, the sweetness comes. So we start reflecting and praying and pondering, I am also chanting now for so many decades. I have not tasted that sweetness. Please bless me with that sweetness. And in that talk, he mentions why we are not in a position to feel the sweetness. He says when the lower passions are dominating, we will not be able to experience the sweetness. And he gives the example of this sugar. Sugar is sweet when it is put in the mouth of a person who is having some kind of fever. The same sugar does not taste sweet. It tastes bitter. He throws it away. So that means the man is diseased. So then we have to go to a doctor to get the medicine. You see now? So now when we are mind is on low passions of the heart, this is the word he has used. It does not taste sweet to us. So we have to keep on bringing all these and praying to him You have intellectually equipped us with everything, but you have not given me my methodology. All these things you have given to me in abundance. Yes, somebody has raised the hand. Sharma and Ravikalama.
Ravikala Shirur.
Ah. Yes.
Somebody my doubt is, when we chant Ramnam, we enjoy the sweetness. But is the sweetness same as the one we... I don't understand how the sweetness we get. As Papa said, we just explained on the sweetness. The moment we hear Ramnam, we chant it, we get the sweetness of it, we want to continue it, we enjoy it. But that is all. Beyond that, how we are not able to get anything out of it, Swamiji.
If it is sweetness, it will not leave us, Think. What do we get at the time of chanting?
The inexplicable joy we get, Swamiji.
Don't answer. We are asking ourselves. Because it is something purely an experiential view. When I sit before the computer or what do you call TV, when I read a novel, when I attend a music program, when I see any program in the YouTube, you say I enjoyed, which is what is called the sweetness. During that period, immediately after the program is over, what happens? We are back to square one. Nah?
Yes, that is true. Yes.
Correct. So this is what is happening in our Ramnam chanting. That means when we are free from our routine thoughts, routine tension, routine challenges, we say we enjoyed. Our mind is wholly on that. But it is not that the sweetness that we enjoyed. If it is sweetness, even today, now, here, though we are not eating anything, when what we have eaten as sweet, it comes before us, the experience comes before us.
Yes.
So try. So it will not leave us at any time. It stays with us. That is why probably Papa used the word sweetness. That pleasant feeling which we cannot explain. So what we normally, initially what we are enjoying through Ramnam will be there, agreed. We are all enjoying Ramnam, no doubt about it. But we are at the same time, if we don't develop the right perspective, as soon as the chanting is over, we are back to square one. There is no change in me. My attitude towards events and individuals, this is the measuring rod, litmus test. Whether my chanting has helped or not. So we have to keep on tracing this. Even Nama chanting, when we say we enjoy, it is a joyful thing, no doubt. Like we enjoyed any other program. So many music programs, so many bhajan programs, so many discourses, everything we hear, at that time it will be very enjoyable. Immediately after that, is there any something which stays with me? If it stays with me, it will definitely percolate, it will influence, it will impact on my thoughts, words and deeds. Somebody was sharing one experience. He was in Delhi. I think we have already shared this, but anyhow, we will repeat it. So in Delhi, there is a Guru Ayappan temple. There, every year, one great Mahatma goes there and renders the Bhagavata Saptaham. And when the Saptaham is rendered, he becomes fully one with it. And he says, especially the Uddhava and Bhagavan, no? Uddhava Gita, when he tries to leave, when the Lord says, the time has come for me to drop this body, it was difficult for Uddhava to accept initially. And when all these things, the person who was rendering, he was in tears. He identified himself totally with Uddhava. We all get that. And immediately he said, I have been telling this, but why I am not feeling that? Why I have not endeared myself? Uddhava could do it, I am talking about Uddhava, I am reproducing Uddhavas, but why I am not becoming an Uddhava? So this is what happens, It stays at some other level, not at the experiential level. So now we have to pray to him, please, you have been providing everything. Daily basis you are giving through so many things. For a moment I recognize. Again I identify myself totally with the world. And then I keep on involving myself in that level. And when again I sit for Satsang, when I read my master's book, and when I do Ramnam, this question comes to me. Why is it that I am not enjoying the sweetness always? A sweetness which does not leave me at all. You will also remember in that message Papa says, Ramdas does not want anything, only the name. Because the name stands for that sweetness. So now we can bring Papa before us, who is in the form of remembrance in us. When you initiate me with Ramnam, I have heard your message. All these years I have been trying. You have provided me everything. But there is something that still does not make me feel that I am enjoying the sweetness. That prayer has to be drafted by us, each one. Not simply repeating this word. This is the word from somebody else, It should be a unique one, my own. Pleading my inability to go further by myself. It's a very important topic you have raised. We are all struggling, no doubt about it. All of us are struggling to maintain that. So probably Papa is raising these doubts through and making us to dwell upon it, so that he will reveal to us some method, individual method to all of us to capture that sweetness. So we keep on praying and continue. Because the Ramnam chanting only will enable us to have the sweetness. So holding on to the Ramnam, we will try, we will keep, we will cry, plead, appeal, everything. Revikalama?
Swamiji. Swamiji?
Yes.
Raghuram, Namaskar. That one of the satsang last year we discussed, Namamum Niye, Namim Niye, means both Shri Ram only. So when that is keeping in mind, Papa said that you keep it Namamum Niye, Namim Niye. So that will give the sweetness. That was we discussed last time on one of the satsang.
Yes, correct. But we should have that When we say Namam or Nami, Namam stands for the Nami. So Namam and Nami are not different. That's why he said name is God. And then all these things are knowledge, All these things are directions, clues, hints. But as it percolated into my thinking, that is what everybody is struggling now. So we try to, these are all some of the methods by which we try to remember him. I remember you because you are within me. How do I keep up this remembrance? It's a struggle, but something will come out of it. Surely it will come out of it. Okay, Revikalama?
No, Swamiji. No questions.
Okay.
Vital. Somebody raised the hand.
Yeah, vital.
Swamiji, ராம்நாம் சாண்டிங் அப்போ அது ஒரு பிளசன்ட் ஃபீல் வருது. அது பிளசன்ட் ஃபீல் வந்து அதுக்கப்புறம் பஜனுக்கு அப்புறம் வந்து கண்டிப்பா நமக்குள்ள அது ஒரு ஃபியூ டேஸ் அது ஸ்டே பண்ணியிருக்கோம் சாமிஜி. அதனாலதான் நம்ம வந்து அந்த மீ அண்ட் மைண்ட் டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ் இல்லாம அந்த 2-3 நாள் ரொம்ப பீஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருந்திருப்போம். அப்புறம் இல்ல ஒரு நல்ல ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் கூட ஒரு ஹாப்பியா மூவ் பண்ணியிருப்போம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய அந்த பிளசன்ட் ஃபீல் வந்து ஸ்டே ஆகியிருக்கும் சாமிஜி. அது கவனிச்சா நம்மளுக்கு அது தெரியும். அதனாலதான் நம்ம இன்னொரு வாட்டி ராம்நாம் பஜனுக்கு அப்படி தேடின்னு ஓடுறோம். இல்ல ராம்நாம் இருக்குன்னு ஓடுறதுக்கு அது நம்மளுக்கே தெரியாம அது ஸ்டே ஆயிருக்கு. அது கவனிச்சாதான் அது நல்ல ஃபீல் கொடுக்கும் சாமிஜி.
சரி. The very fact that we are again craving for Ramnam